good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us on our Friday morning Wellness for Warriors meeting. I am Mike. I am with Volunteer Services here at Cox Health. To my right is Hank. Hank, go ahead and introduce yourself. I know a lot of people know you, but for those who may not.
Well, good morning. My name is Hank Molinengo. I recently moved to Springfield. Been here about a little over a year now. I'm a volunteer at Cox Hospital, and I'm proud to be a part of Wellness for Warriors. My background is I spent 28 years in the United States Navy at 27 active as a judge advocate, as a lawyer. And then after that, I worked at a law school in Washington, D.C. Helping first responders and helping vets is very important to me and how I want to continue to pay it forward. I'm now retired, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity I have that Carrie and Mike have given me to be a part of Wellness for Warriors.
Thanks, Hank. So Hank and I, of course, are both old Navy guys. Now, off camera, you can't see, because I don't have a cameraman here to rotate cameras, but off camera, we have Josh from Veterans Upward Bound. Josh was a Marine, but I was a corpsman, so I had one foot in both worlds. So I was technically in the Navy, but spent more time with the Marines. So hoorah to Josh over there. One of the things that Hank and I thought we would talk about a little bit this morning is just the general wellness for our veterans and our first responders. Hank helps me out a couple of times a month. We give a class to new recruits who are coming into the EMS program with Cox Health, and I wanted to take some of the principles that we discuss in that class and discuss them here today. Mainly being, we hear a lot about wellness, and which is good that we do. And when we think about wellness, we think about things like exercise, proper form, proper nutrition, all of those things. So very, very important. But maybe what we don't think about is mental wellness, emotional wellness, things like that. So I just wanted to cover kind of 4 points that we go through with our new recruits about kind of watching out for yourself, maintaining wellness for yourself, making sure that you are, that your cup is staying full, and maybe things that you can do to keep your cup that way. So we're going to talk about emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual. So emotional wellness, I think it's very important that you share and you lean on the folks who support you emotionally, whether that's your family, your friends, your spouse, your kids. It's important that you stay plugged into them, because those are going to be the people who know you the best. They're going to be the people who can kind of help you when you're feeling drained, when you're feeling that strain. And one of the things that I discuss with the recruits, the EMS recruits, is if you have maybe the other people in your life, sometimes we have a tendency to think, well, they don't understand what's going on with me. They don't understand what it's like to be a first responder on a daily basis. And I always stress to those recruits, I say, you need to help them understand. You can't expect someone to understand what that world is like if they've never been in that world. So keeping those lines of communication open, staying emotionally connected to the people who are kind of helping you on your journey, I think is very, very important. Hank, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Well, as far as first responders go, I can tell you that I was in the Pentagon 9/11. Got blown out of the building with everyone else, and as you can see, I wasn't hurt. As 159 people lost their lives that day. It was the Arlington, Virginia EMTs, the Arlington, Virginia Fire Department, and the support personnel who rushed down to the Pentagon and began the initial triage and the initial care of those who were injured. And on top of that, it was also the Arlington, Virginia Police Department and the FBI who came to provide physical security support. First responders, every day you don't know what you're going to face. In the military, that's also true. You don't know every day what you're going to face. But sometimes we get a warning. Like we hear the bad guys are massing on a border of a certain country, and we're going to have to go do something to prevent anything bad from happening. But a first responder goes to work, and the person may be sitting there at his desk or sitting there chatting with somebody, and then all of a sudden, boom, they've got to launch into action. That's stressful, and that wears on you, which is why you have to have you have to have your ability to cope. You have to have some ability to be resilient and have a coping mechanism.